It's episode 3 of the Fantasy League review, and we're now at the stage where all the teams are back playing. And this week was certainly your talking point. For here, what I'm going to do is, I suspected my last episode to be one of the shortest ones of this series, but now I see the timestamp. I definitely took advantage by talking on every team. So what I think I shall do this time around is, I think I've got it planned. I can't guarantee the length of the time as of recording, but I do. Let's just get into it. Josh Samuels found himself yet again picking up another Manager of the Month award. Maintains his league place by still just under about somewhat under 1,000 points. He went into the 3 o'clock kickoffs having made 2 changes, taking out Cahill and bringing in Alexis Sanchez, and he took out Mohamed Salah, who got him 16 points in the early kickoff, who was also his captain, and Romelu Lukaku came in. Now, going through the whole team, Petr Cech, he wasn't fit enough to play. David Ospina was there instead, so no points in that regard. Cesar Azpilicueta, -1 point. Victor Moses also played against Tottenham for Chelsea, as well as Cesar Azpilicueta, but unlike Azpilicueta, he got an assist, so that's 2 points. Nicolas Otamendi, Man City conceded 1 against Everton, so that's just a point there. Kevin De Bruyne, 5 points. Christian Eriksen, 8 points after that brilliant goal against Chelsea. Spurs. Son Heung-min, an assist. Dele Alli scored twice for Tottenham. Alexis Sanchez, a goal and an assist. Romelu Lukaku, a goal. And Roberto Firmino, Lukaku's getting 7 points. And Roberto Firmino got just 2 points. And I think Josh Samuels is just proving at this moment why he can't be surpassed at this moment in time. And let's look down the table. Alex made 2 changes coming into this weekend. He took out Sergio Aguero and brought Gabriel Jesus in, Man City striker for Man City striker. And then later on, towards the late kickoff, he took out Callum Wilson, having got 2 points in the 3 o'clock games, and brought in Kevin De Bruyne. Now, Alex, I think at the moment he's been performing better than Chris, even though this weekend has begged to differ. But I think he's going to. I think he's. But let's just go through his team. Now, he had Ederson in goal for Manchester City, just 1 point. Antonio Valencia, 7 points. Laporte, 1 point. The Man City centre back. Davinson Sanchez, 1 point. Eden Hazard for Chelsea, 2 points. Kevin De Bruyne got an assist against Everton, 5 points. Son Heung-min, 5 points after his assist against Chelsea. Sadio Mane, 8 points. The captaining of Salah means 16 points. Roberto Firmino, 2 points. And Gabriel Jesus, who scored against Everton, 7 points, leaving him a total of 1,834 points. He's been a strong player since autumn came around, and he looks like I think he's a stronger candidate to challenge Josh. And for me to overtake him is it's going to be such a challenge. Fourth place team, the Pirates Brigade, made 2 changes ahead of the following weekend's game. As I brought in Glenn Murray and took out, not fully fit at the time, Harry Kane, and in the place Glenn Murray, as I said. But also I made a change in defence. I took out Ryan Bertrand and brought in Ashley Young. And as for going through my team, David De Gea made a save to give him an extra point. I do remember him getting 2 good saves, so I'm surprised his point tally hasn't gone up to 9 or 10. And then there's Ashley Young. He was part of the team who kept the clean sheet, so 7 points. I had Cesar Azpilicueta, who I have had since day one of this of this league. He got -1 point after conceding 3 goals, and I've actually gone ahead and taken him out. He's not really been. Not only has his clean sheets been rare, but he hasn't done much attacking wise either. And it really did just look like he wasn't trying towards the end. Like he could have done a favour for me by scoring against Tottenham towards the end, rather than kick it in front of the corner flag. But aside from that mini rant, I also had Andrew Robertson. Despite conceding against Crystal Palace, he assisted Mohamed Salah's goal, I think. Yeah, it was definitely one of the goals. I'm pretty sure it was Salah. He assisted that goal. So that meant 4 points. Aaron Ramsey. I have plans to take. I will have taken him out by now. He got 2 points. Kevin De Bruyne, after the assist against Everton, 5 points. Shaqiri, just 2 points for Stoke against Arsenal. Mohamed Salah, who I captained, 16 points. Leroy Sané, he scored against Everton for Man City, 8 points. Glenn Murray, who I brought in, I had high hopes for this man, and I've even raised my hopes higher by captaining him this weekend for Brighton against Huddersfield. But for Brighton against Leicester the previous weekend, he'd missed a penalty, meaning a 3-point loss and -1 point. And my other striker was Roberto Firmino, who's just 2 points. Down in 5th place, just below me, is RC Optical Lens, managed by Tony Samuels. This man I think he might be 11 years old or something like that, so it's not necessarily a man, but he's done well this year. I'd say out of the lot competing for that second Europa League place, he's probably deserved that. 68 points this week, same as Chris. David De Gea in goal, 8 points. Phil Jagielka, who was one of his two defenders who played against one of Tony Samuel's two Everton defenders who played against Man City, -1 for Jagielka. Ashley Young, 7 points for Man United. Michael Keane, also playing for Everton against Manchester City, -1 point. Joe Gomez, injured, so no points. David Silva, sorry, 8 points as he scored against Everton. Kevin De Bruyne, he captained, that was Tony's captain, so double the 5 points, giving him 10. Christian Eriksen scored against Chelsea, as I said, 8 points. Dele Alli scored 2 against Chelsea, 14. Mohamed Salah, 8 points after that goal against Crystal Palace. And Gabriel Jesus also got a goal, so 7 points. So apart from 3/4 of the defence, he's had a really good week. It's a bit late now, but I think if this was earlier, he'd be an excellent rival to challenge with, in my perspective. And 38 points behind Tony Samuels' Ewan Waddle, managing the very good team name Gilfy Pleasures. Now, being 38 points behind, he had an alright week. Some places better than others. Nick Pope, 2 points after making a save, and I don't remember how Burnley did at the weekend, but by the looks of things, there's no clean sheet. Christian Fuquez of Leicester, 1 point. Marcus Alonso, who played, and Andreas Christensen of Chelsea, both -1 after the game against Tottenham. David Silva, 8 points. Kevin De Bruyne also captained, 10 points. Dele Alli, 14 points. Mohamed Salah, 8 points. Leroy Sané, 8 points. So his midfield have been excellent. Probably giving him about 2/3 of the points. And up front is the not fit Sergio Aguero, so no points, and Harry Kane off the bench against Chelsea, so it's just 1 point. I think for Gilfy Pleasures, going for 5th place is doable, but it's not it's not 100% likely. I think RC Optical Lens will reach that 5th place, but I think Gilfy Pleasures has enough to challenge. Still hanging in there slightly is High Sigur, managed by Jamie Christie. Picked up 41 points in the weekend, with 8 points from David De Gea, 1 point from Vincent Kompany, the Man City centre-back, 7 points for Chris Smalling of Manchester United. Cedric of Southampton played. Aiden got -1 points after, I don't know, I'm not sure who it was against, but can't remember. But it was they conceded 3. I'm actually drawn to a blank, but that doesn't matter for now. Marcus Alonso also played, as I said, for Chelsea, -1. Kevin De Bruyne, again with this 5th, 6th and 7th, captaining Kevin De Bruyne, 10 points. Xherdan Shaqiri, 2 points. Son Heung-min, 5 points. Gabardini of Southampton, just 2. Romelu Lukaku, 7 points. Harry Kane, 1 point. Jamie Christie certainly did well during the winter. He seems to have slid down since it's going above me for that short period of time. But if he can get his act together, get some manage his transfers well, and I think he is up for. He could make a late charge for that Europa League spot. Now, like in my first video, I'm not really going to talk about the mid-table teams much, but it's very much the same, despite apart from two switches in the table, or one of which I've already mentioned, and towards the bottom two, which I'm not going to talk about. Jagsters went above Wraith FC, and they managed to get around 15 to 25 points ahead. But there will be one team I will mention before I get into this relegation battle. So yes, this will probably be a thing where I'll mention one mid-table team as a standout. And for this week, it's going to be MUFC Reds, managed by Dorothy Howard. Now, when I was looking around in Manager of the Week, I saw that she was doing very well. Captain David De Gea, 16 points. With Antonio Valencia, 7 points. Maybe the areas that did kind of held her back to getting closer to the Manager of the Week was Janka and Ahmad Hagazi, who got 1 point and 0 points. Harry Maguire of Leicester has got 7 points. Caddick, just the 2 points, who plays for Southampton. Mohamed Salah and Leroy Sané, both 8 points. Another player which didn't get a point was Javier Hernandez, who got nothing. Romelu Lukaku, 7 points, and Harry Kane, just the 1 point. So, near the end, she trickled off, but I think Saturday she did very, very well, and I think she does deserve a mention for this week, having picked up 57 points, and despite 1 point on the Sunday. So as I mentioned earlier, the bottom two are dead and buried. There's no chance. They're very much gone. They're relegated. But as unlikely as it... But I am going to talk about 13th and 14th, because it might be unlikely that the two teams there will change positions. But after the weekend of one of them, there just might be a chance. And going on to Wolf Boys, managed by Martin Booth, he only picked up 25 points compared to one of the other team I will go on to a sec. Hugo Lloris, who started in goal for Tottenham, made a save against Chelsea despite conceding, so he just stays on 2 points. Wes Morgan of Leicester kept a clean sheet against Brighton and Hove Albion, 7 points. Dejan Lovren of Liverpool conceded against Crystal Palace, 1 point. Not really his fault, the goal, because Karius, the goalkeeper of Liverpool, conceded the penalty, and then Lukas Milivojevic scored the penalty. David Luiz, he's still injured. Marcus Alonso, -1 point. Eden Hazard, 2 points. Paul Pogba of Manchester United, 2 points. Wilfred Zaha, who also played in that Crystal Palace Liverpool game. He won the penalty, so that's 5 points. Because because in fantasy football rules that does count. I'm sort of debating that myself. But so also is front three Sergio Aguero, no points. Romelu Lukaku, 7 points. Dominic Solanke hasn't played, no points. So overall, Wolf Boys is probably a team who's going to, like, there's no way he's going out of that 14th place spot. But it does. He does. He looks to be hanging on by 80 points. But then again, I think I should better go on to the next one before I don't have anything to say about this next team. A third bottom in the relegation zone is another popular team name throughout the league, Murder on Zidane's Floor, with 974 points. Now, as I mentioned, he's only 80 points off Martin Booth. David De Gea in goal, 8 points. David Luiz, he also has at no points thanks to the injury. Michael Keane is in that team too, -1 point. Kolasinac, I don't know the first name. The Arsenal defender didn't play because there's questions of his fitness, so 0 points. Adna Herrera came off the bench for Man United against Swansea, so 1 point. Idrissa Gueye, no points for Everton. Again, question mark on his fitness. Dele Alli, who's been a pivotal part of Ellis's good week, 14 points. Sadio Mane, Leroy Sané, both 8 points. Lacazette came off the bench against Watford for Arsenal and scored a penalty, 6 points. And Gabriel Jesus, 7 points. This looks to be the best week Murder on Zidane's Floor have had for quite some time. And with 20 points all from Sunday, things do sort of look like it's going to progress. Looking at the other teams, I'm not sure what else to say between these two sides, but bring it on from Ellis Dennant's point of view. After that good performance and managed to cut the gap, it's not over yet. So overall, it's looked to have been a good 2 days. I think I could have done a bit best. I could have got more points probably. Josh Samuels getting another Manager of the Week award. Murder on Zidane's Floor making a great surviving football chase. And there looks to be a decent, as a good load of fixtures ahead, including Manchester City vs Man United. A win for Man City gives them the title. However, that's not so important in this bracket. And also Everton vs Liverpool. Liverpool vs Everton. I don't know which way. Who's at home? Can't remember. No, it's Everton at home. But yeah, with me captaining Glenn Murray, I'm sort of I'm just sort of metaphorically gambling on him to just do well again, like he has done in previous games. And then also I brought in Harry Maguire in for Cesar Azpilicueta. He looks to have with all of these games before Leicester play Spurs. I think he's got a good chance of not conceding too many points. And then also, I took out Aaron Ramsey in for somebody else, for Christian Eriksen, who again he's performed very well, so brought him back in. But I'm running out of time, and I think I'm really not sure what's going to happen this weekend. It could go either way. That's the best way to put it. But leave your thoughts, leave your comments or whatever. I've got plans to see the film Love, Simon. If you want me to do a movie review on that, I could do that. But from now, see you later.